One time in 5th grade this stanky ass teacher decided to do a pat down on us because this girl accused our class of stealing, but I didn't have any pockets though, so she skipped me. Later at lunch I told my friends that I was gonna tell my mom cause I didn't feel comfortable with her doing that, and this crocodile skinned looking bitch Aria decided to snitch. After that she yelled at me in front of the whole class, then stormed off saying she was going to tell the principal, which she didn't. Like, the fuck? All I said was that I didn't. Like, the fuck? All I said was that I was gonna tell my mom, and this saggy titty flat ass overstretched elastic mouthed hoe decided to yell at me and have her smelly spit flying in my face. I wasn't even embarrassed though cause I had a plan, and when she left I bursted out laughing. The next day I paid the smelly kid to call her over to his desk then vomit all over her and the floor. Meanwhile I poured a small bottle of oil behind her and she fell on the floor right into the vomit. The whole class was laughing and her fat Oompa Loompa body looking ass kept slipping every time she tried to get up. Today I woke up at 9 because someone was banging on the door and I was alone and freaked out because we are the only house that someone lives in on this street. I checked who it was and it was an old man that I didn't know. I ignored it and went back to bed, but after a little bit he started ringing the bell, so I got up again and asked him who he was, and the only thing that he did was wave at me with a creepy smile and then told me, "Hey Marilena, that is my freaking name." I was creeped out because I have never seen him in my life and I ignored it and sat down to watch some TikToks. After a little while he did the same thing and I told him that I will call the freaking police if you do it again. Then he left after an hour and a number that I didn't know called me, but I didn't respond for the first 9 times. The 10th time I got tired and I picked it up and I heard a heavy breathing and I asked who this is and he told me, "You know who this is and I will always watch you." One day I was sitting in my room, and keep in mind this is when the killer clown sightings were happening. So back to the story, I was sitting in my room and I heard a knock at the door. My mom was not there, so I looked out the window and saw a clown. He was holding a knife. I said WTF. I called the police and they came and arrested him. Story time about my first period. I got my period at 8 LMAO. My mom didn't give me the talk yet, and so when I saw blood I thought I cut my coochie, and so I grabbed a bandage and put it on my pee. I didn't know where the blood was coming from, and so I put it where I pee. Like what? Anyway, so later that night I had to pee, and so I peed out a fucking bandage. I thought that meant the blood was gone, and so I went to school the next day. Our uniform had us wear white pants, and so I had period blood all over my pants. The teacher saw and sent me to the nurse office. She gave me a pad and I stuck it on my PPBC. I thought it was a coochie bandage. Hello. So one time I was new in town and I saw a computer shop. I was waiting in line to pay the cashier, but after a while I wanted to pee. I knew I couldn't leave because I stood there for so long and was really close to being next in line. So there was a chair by me and I sat in it and peed through my shorts since it was night. No one outside could see what I was wearing. Grinning face with squinting eyes and sweat drop. I never stepped foot there ever again. In kindergarten I was really fat, like really fat. I was the fattest girl in class, so I had bullies. But there was this one girl named, let's call her Curtin. She was my biggest bully. She would bite me, shout mean things at me, etc. It was coming to a point where in my sleep I would start saying, "No, Curtin, leave me alone." So my mom started getting worried, but then on one faithful day, Curtin started bullying me, but I was done with her, so I beat that girl up. I started crying afterwards, but I sure did feel like a baddie. Okay, so one time in like 5th grade all the girls would go to the bathroom and wash their hands before lunch or just use the bathroom. While I was waiting to wash my hands I saw 2 girls looking in one stall. They looked terrified, but it smelled really bad in there, so I didn't care and then walked out and just used sanitizer instead. Not even 10 minutes into lunch the principal came in and asked all the girls who used the bathroom before lunch to go to her office. I hadn't really used the bathroom, but I wanted to see what happened, so I went anyway. She made us all sit on the floor and gave us each a card. She had told us what happened and told us to write down whoever did it. Long story short, someone took their actual shit and wrote bum on the stall. And I'm actually happy I didn't see it because I would probably have more trauma. So my sister got a bird last year for her 9th birthday. It's a yellow bird called Sunny. He's a boy. And we trained him grinning face with white eyes. I wanted to make my dog like the bird, so I caught Sunny and held him next to my dog, and he literally almost ate the bird, like legit put the bird in his mouth, but thankfully he didn't actually eat him. Love struck cat face. When I was in 11th grade I met this boy named Ricky at a high school party and we were vibing and chilling, and out of nowhere this girl comes and starts pushing me saying why was I near her mans, and she started throwing cups at me and bottles, and Ricky grabbed me by the waist and kissed me in front of her and told me she has been toxic all their relationship, and the next day at school she tried fighting me and I brought my older sister with me and we dragged her across the auditorium. When I was in 6th grade this girl was making fun of me every day. Let's call her Stephanie. So Stephanie loves to talk shit about me, and this one day, my crush threw this big ass party so OFC I had to go. Little did I know Stephanie came when I got there. Stephanie said this rumor around the party that I had lies. My BSF told me that she said that, so I said to my BSF I'm finna fight this bitch, so I shouted Stephanie bitch come outside because I am finna hoop yo MF ass. Everyone ran outside. Stephanie was out there too. I dragged that hoe in the mud laughing with tears cat face. I have a video too. If the TikTok blows up I'll send you the video to post. So this one time when I was in 7th grade my 16-year-old brother was kind of popular at his school, and it was always really annoying cause my friends always thought he was super hot. Anyway, a lot of girls really liked my brother and some would even only be friends with me to hang out with my fucking brother. So one time I had my actual friends over and my brother had his girlfriend over, and we were both minding our own business and doing our own thing. Me and my friends were just in my room making our fucking rainbow loom shit, and then we started to hear moaning coming from my brother's room. I don't know why it didn't click that they were having sex, but we were snooping and we decided to ram into his room like warriors. So we run in his room and we see him and his girlfriend having sex. It was so nasty and gross and I never went in my brother's room again. The confession. So I was in pre-K and it was the day before picture day. I was touching my mom's razor. I then had this great idea to shave off my eyebrow. IDK what I was thinking, who was I, a beauty guru? So I shaved off my eyebrow. My mom had walked in the room and beat my ass like there was no tomorrow. She then got annoyed and started crying. Why shouldn't I be crying? But go off sis. She was pretty mad. My pictures came out cute but I looked like a ghost, and at the same time looked like Norman Freeman. Peace out biatches. New moon with face. Non-binary detective with